2SA06'24.
Here's the story of the skylight room live. Mrs. Parker proudly showed the lectures immaculate, talking about them with toys and mentioning the person who had worked there for 8 years before. Yes, sir, you are a doctor or dentist? Mrs. Parker's reaction made you feel like your parents should have teachers do just a better job than doctors. Next, you went up one set of stairs to see the $8 show at the back of the second floor. Even though Mrs. Parker explained why it was that much, you wanted something cheaper. She continued to Mr. Skinner's room on the third floor. Private empty, the average person looking for a room had to admire the fancy curtains. After each visit, Mr. Skinner worried about breaking out and looking some others. Is it still sitting there, holding $2 and saying you were poor? Mrs. Parker was not helping you and called, Clara, Clara, showing to the fourth floor to see the skylight room. This is a small space in the middle of the hallway, with our storage rooms on each side. These are the basic things. The four walls seem to close like a coven, but when you look up in the window, you saw the blue sky without end. $2, sir? What I will say in her New Zealand terms.
One day, Miss Lisa came hunting for a room. She brought a typewriter by a much larger lady. She was a very little girl with eyes and hair that kept growing, as if they were saying, "Oh my goodness me, why didn't you keep up with us?" Mrs. Parker showed her the double parlor. In this closet, one could keep a skeleton, or anesthetics, or coal. Oh, but I forgot a dentist, said Miss Lisa. Mrs. Parker gave her the pitying and sneering face she reserved for the qualified as doctors, dentists, and led their way back to the second floor. Mr. Skinner strewed the floor with cigarette stubs. Excuse me, Mrs. Skinner, I didn't know you were in. I asked the lady to look at your curtains. Oh, they're too lovely for anything, said Miss Lisa. Go. Mrs. Skinner got very busy erasing the tall black hero from his niece's unproduced script and adding a playful touch with crazy hair character. She will only accept it, said Mrs. Skinner, holding his feet up. The call of Flora stated the fact about Mrs. Eason's purse around the world and murdered the Kabbalistic words $2. I'll take it, sighed Miss Eason. worked at the day and typed papers at home in the evening. On nights off, she sat with other tenants on the porch step. She was cheerful and playful. Once, she let Mr. Skinner with his funny play. It's no kid or the hair of the subway. The male tenants liked it when Miss Listen sat on the step. But Miss Longnecker, a tall, long teacher who disapproved of everything, sat on the top looking disapproving. And Miss Dora, who always handled ducks on Sundays and worked at the store, also sat on the step disapprovingly. Miss Listen sat in the middle when the men around gathered around eagerly. Especially Mr. Skinner, who imagined her as a star in a romantic story. And Mr. Hoover, age 45, is rich, naive, overweight, and foolish man. And young Mr. Eve, who pretended to cough him, hoped she will ask him to quit smoking. The maid found her the most amusing and lively person, but the disapproving looks from above and below didn't stop them.
As Mrs. Paparoona said to us one summer evening, Miss Listen looked up into the sky and cried with her small merry laugh.
Why, there's Billy Jackson! I can see him from down here too!
I'll look up some at the windows of skyscrapers.
Is that the stars? Not the big ones, Winkles. The sticky blue and mirroring. I can see them even through my skyline. I mean, Billy Jackson.
Well, really, said Miss Longnecker. I didn't know you were an astronomer, Miss Listen.
Oh yes, and I spotted many of them with the stylus leaf. They're going to work next fall on Mars.
Well, really, the stars refer to its gamma of constellation Cassiopeia. Oh, said the fairy Mr. Ever. I think Billy Jackson is much better than for it. Mr. Hoover loved everything defiance in Miss Longnecker. I think Miss Listen is just right to name the star as any of those old astrologers had. Well, really, I wonder whether it's shooting stars, remarked Miss Dora. I hit 9 dogs and a rabbit out of 10 in the gallery at County Sunday.
He doesn't show up very well from down here.
Say, Miss Listen,
You ought to see him from my room. You know you can see a star from the bottom of a well, even in the daytime.
after a while, Miss Listen stopped bringing difficult papers home to copy. Instead of working in this morning, she visited office hoping for a job, but only cold-faced rejection from rude office boys. This continued for some time.
In the hall. One evening, when she felt exhausted, she climbed the steps to Mrs. Parker's house at the usual time after her dinner at the restaurant. But this time, she had an intern. In the hallway, I stopped her, and I proposed marriage to her. But then she avoided me, holding the railing. Well, I tried to grab her hand, but she defensively slapped my face. Slowly, she climbed the stairs, passing Mr. Skitter's room where he was writing a play. Finally, she reached the scarlet room and opened the door. She was too weak to put on the armor and dress. Collapsed into the bed. In the room's darkness, she struggled to open her heavy eyelids and smile. A faint light from Billy Jackson's star shone through the sky of her. Surrounded by darkness, she gazed a small square of light, which she named after a star from the Cassiopeia constellation. Though it wasn't actually Billy Jackson. She blew a kiss towards him, and she said, she murmured faintly, "You're millions of miles away and won't even twinkle once. But you can manage me most of the time up there, when there wasn't anything else but darkness." Goodbye, Billy Jackson. And then her arm dropped back.
Called upon the door locked, and then the next day, and the fortune opened. Shocked by what she saw, and someone entered the phone for an ambulance. Ambulance was 49, said the young lady. What's the trouble? Oh yes, doctor, sleep is shorter. Well, the trouble that there should be in the house was the greater. I can't think what would be the matter with her. Nothing we can do would bring her to. It's a young woman, a Miss N.C. Yes, Miss N.C. Listen. What's wrong? The scarlet room,
The ambulance doctor arrived and knew where the attic rooms were located. He then established them quickly, taking first steps at once. Miss Doctors followed more slowly, maintaining her dignity. When she reached the first landing, she encountered him with his tremors in his arms. He paused and spoke to her sternly, though not loudly. From then on, she remembered his mind and body. Occasionally, her inquisitive glance would inquire what the doctor had said to her. "Let that be," she would answer. "If I, the forgiveness whom I have inherited, I will be satisfied." The ambulance doctor walked confidently through the crowd of curious onlookers, and even they stepped aside on the sidewalk, feeling ashamed, because his expression showed he was carrying something very beautiful, almost like passing God himself. They noticed that he did not lay down upon the bed prepared for it in the form that he carried, and all that he said was, "Drop like hell was sent to the ground." That is all. Is it a story? In the next morning's paper, I saw a little news item, and the last sentence of it might help too, as it helped me to the incidents together. It reported the reception to the Bellevue Hospital of a young woman who had been removed from room number 49 East, suffering from starvation. It concluded with these words: Dr. William Jackson, the ambulance physician who attended the case, says the patient will recover.